Hello chums, welcome to another episode of Club Friday. I'm your host Jade Aleste, and today we have Emeraldiona with us. Emeraldiona is a singer-songwriter from Dundee who has put out multiple releases of solo singles and collaborations over the past couple of years. Her preferred genre is R&B, but from personal experience of working with her, she is versatile and very open-minded with all styles of music. She has recently come back from uni down south, which we'll get into a little bit later, but she's come back up north. She's game for getting back on the mic and getting some bloody songs out. So, Emerald, how has writing and recording been since coming home? Has your process changed or been affected in any way?
So, with my process, it's always, dead personal. I can't just sit and write. I can't just say, oh, I'm going to go and write a song today. I'm going to go and, think of this melody today. It's always, I've been through this. This has happened. I've got this hook in my head or something like that. I kind of go, I used to write a lot of poetry.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So kind of coming more from that. So since I've come back up from uni, I think because for the last 9 months it's been so music orientated and constant, thinking about music, listening to music, going to gigs. I feel like when I've come home, I have needed a bit of a break and a bit of time to just reflect on the last 9 months, I guess. Because the last year of my life has been pretty mental. A lot's gone on. So coming back, I kind of felt like I didn't have anything to write about.
Right,
almost.
yeah.
I did, but I didn't, because I was almost a too much emotion in a way to write about.
Yeah, I understand that, yeah. Yeah, sometimes you can't do it in the height of that emotion. You kind of just need to be a bit more distance from that before you can actively reflect on it and do something creative with that feeling, yeah.
I think when it's it's not my full-time job right now, but in a way it is similar to that sometimes, if you've got a normal office job and you're doing that 9 to 5 every day, you need a break from that. So I think when it comes to music, it's the same. You do need to have a step back sometimes to still enjoy it and it not be a chore to write or to record or to work with people, which is what I've spent the last couple of months kind of taking a break from.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right, so we'll play a wee song from Emerald first. This is Blurry Vision. This is your last release, isn't it? Your latest release, yeah.
It is.
Okay, great. And after that, we'll have a little talk about what led Emeraldiona to leave uni.
You are listening to Club Friday, powered by Balcony.
No one knows the answers, no one sees her crying. It's all a game at the end of the day. A funny thing you're saying, she don't look like she's praying. The life is lost by the end of the day. It's all a facade, don't see what's in her heart. Don't see what's in her heart, yeah. Don't see what's in her heart. Holding in mind, my brother's dying. Deep in her eyes, this feeling's haunting. Oh, what a surprise. No one thought it. Emotions disguised. Blurry vision. They don't know what I'm feeling. Her looks deceiving. Oh no, I'm not healing. It's blurry vision. If I give makes me angry, I'm turning cold and scary. Only so much that I can take. Invisible to the eyes of many. Seems like she's going steady. One more drop and I will break. It's all a facade. Don't see what's in her heart. Don't see what's in her heart. Don't see what's in her heart. Deep in her eyes, this feeling's haunting. Oh, what a surprise. I don't have the answers, slowly killing me. I don't know where I'd be. I don't have the answers, slowly killing me. I don't know where I'd be. I don't have the answers, slowly killing me. I don't know where I'd be. I don't have the answers, it's slowly killing me. It's blurry vision.
Beautiful. A very soulful, beautiful and personal number by Emeraldiona, that's Blurry Vision. So talk to us a little bit about that. I really got the feeling it was a very deep and personal song to you. So tell us a little bit about that.
So that's probably the most personal, like, into myself kind of song I've like ever written. Like, that literally was at a time where I was just kind of lost, but at the same time like going to a new place. Like when I went to uni, like it's a whole bunch more people judging you and looking at you like with fresh eyes in a way, and like all I got when I moved there first was like compliments and stuff like that about like dress sense, like whatever, like even my music straight off the bat, which is great, but at the same time I think it kind of annoyed me because they had no clue like that I had this other stuff going on, because I'm not one to really voice that. So that song is kind of about kind of like it's blurry vision, isn't it? Like we kind of look at life with kind of rose tinted glasses, and you don't really know what someone is going through or like how someone might feel. Just because they're getting up in the morning, getting dressed, putting the makeup on, doesn't mean that they're not like so kind of destroyed in a way, or like have shit going on basically. And
that stuff's especially prominent when you are in a new place with brand new people and you're just trying to play a very sort of just positive character to try and bring these people in and just be your chums and stuff like that. So I totally understand that. Anyway, regarding uni, let's talk about you leaving uni. So last September you went down to a music uni in Guildford, Surrey called ACM, the Academy of Contemporary Music. You stayed there for a year and then you dropped out. Why was that?
So, I mean, I went there, the main reason I went in the first place was because I was in Dundee and I just felt quite unfulfilled. I was in a time in my life where I'd kind of, I was in an on and off again relationship that was, since I was in the age of 14, and my life had been pretty stagnant and similar since then. And I'd left school and I'd tried a couple of things and then it didn't work out for me. And like UNT went down to ACM and I was like, you know what, like I always thought, maybe I'll go, maybe I won't. Got to a point where I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go for it. I'm just going to go and see what it's like. And I went with open eyes. But for me, I just more and more as the months went on, I just didn't feel like it was worth many things. Like, it's very expensive. I'm far away from home. I didn't meet many people that I like clicked with. And like, I'm one of those people that get along with different sorts of people. Like, I'm not closed in that way, and I felt like effort was getting put in constantly and none was being reciprocated.
Definitely.
As I said with Blurry Vision, that's where that kind of came from as well, because it was like I'd get up and perform in class, right, and I'd get nothing from my peers or like people that I thought were my kind of friends that are meant to support me. Someone else would go up and perform and be like, oh my gosh, you were so great, you were this, you were that. So as a person, like, I have feelings. Like, I'm sitting there like, okay, that's great. And like I'd get replies kind of just like, oh, well, you know you're good though. And that's why people don't feel the need to boost your confidence. And things like that. And I think, I'm not saying I'm old, but I am like now 21 years of age, and a lot of the people down there are 17, 18, never left home before, never had much life experience. And I can't force friendships with people. So I spent like a lot of my time like alone. So I think like, if you're in a foreign place that you've not foreign, but it basically was like somewhere I'd never been before, you're going to go a bit mad. Like, I was literally spending my weekends in alone. My housemates I didn't have like a great friendship with. It could have been worse. I think just a lot of things with my personal life, but at the same time I felt the things they promised to you or would say that would happen in Freshers Week or they put online, it's not like that.
No, 100%. As you know, but for those who don't know, I myself went down to ACM in Guildford from September 2017 to just about September 2018, and I too dropped out and came back home. And you know why? Let's just not beat around the bush, because it's fucking shit. It's shite. If anyone listening is considering going or wants to go, if you like feeling like the way you were treated in high school from teachers, you felt like that, then go for it, mate. Absolutely. But otherwise, don't waste your time, your money, and your effort and your patience with that.
I will say, like, there was a couple lecturers that, you know, yeah, they were talented and they did have this repertoire and stuff like that. And I think my thing was, as soon as I voiced that I was leaving, it was like, oh my God, you can't leave. You're so talented. You know, we're going to do this for you and that for you. We'll help you out. I'm so sorry.
But where were you at fucking
But where were you 6
ago?
months ago?
Yeah.
And, you know, constant emails back and forth and nothing happening. And they'll have their like 5 or 6. Most of them are indie bands. Like, it's very indie oriented.
Yeah.
Like a lot of indie bands, which, you know, being R&B, more like commercial based, people would say that's great because you've not got as much of a competitor. But even the lecturers were so indie rock. That was where their past was.
Yeah.
So they had not much ideas about, you know, the sort of music we listen to. And I don't know, like, I think some people it does work for, but for people like me and you, we are so, like, we were already at a point, and I think a lot of people aren't at that point. Like, they do seem to just let in anyone.
No. Yeah, I feel like as well, I think the people that go there know that this sort of commercial stuff and the rock and indie stuff works. So I feel like they think, oh, well, that's the way to do it then. And they just try and emulate that and just kind of copy each other and just do the same thing over and over. Like, you sit there in the class for an hour and 30 people play their songs and they all just sort of sound the same.
You did spend a lot of your time in classes listening to other people, which is fair enough for the first month or so, but when it's like every lecture, you spend an hour of your lecture just sitting listening to people, you're like, this is not what I'm paying for,
no,
this is not what I'm here for. I don't know, I just feel like they do make it out, and you know, the name Academy of Contemporary Music, it's meant to be one of the best in the UK, which in ways they do have connections with Metropolis Studios, but so fuck. Why does that matter if you're not utilising it for majority of your students?
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
So, we're going to get sued.
Fuck them, it's not my balls.
But one thing I will say is when I was really kind of started to really struggle around March time, with just feeling so friggin' lonely, I did go to them, and there was a woman that works for ACM, and she was so good, and like she really helped me kind of not spiral into even more of a darker place. So that I will say that their student support team are phenomenal. That
is mental you say that, because I went there as well.
Yeah.
And she just kind of just unravelled everything and just made it seem a lot more simple and not as scary as it needed to be. Yeah. But that's the really thing I credit them for. Of course there is lecturers there that are good and sound and you get along with them and they're really talented and stuff. But did the good outweigh the bad? Nah, it didn't. Overall, it was a pretty shit experience.
I think in the music industry, it's like you need to be brutally honest with people, and you need to like know that, like 1% is going to make it.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, I thought going there would, you know, I'm not saying I'm amazing, like I'm the best ever, like I'm not saying that, but I just thought there'd be a little bit more of like a higher volume of proper talent, and there just wasn't.
No, yeah.
Like there was a fair few, but not as many as you'd think with this sort of, you know, with the reputation that it's meant to have had. So I don't know, I just think, you know, in uni in general, I don't think it's for me.
No, I think uni in general, I think the thing is, and people can say, oh, this and that and this and that, but uni's not for me, education's not for me, but I personally believe, see with uni, I think if from the jump you said, when I'm older, I want to be this. You go to uni because it is a part of that plan that you need to do. You need to go to school, you need to get this qualification, then from there you need to go to university to get to this stage. It's just another stepping stone in getting to that goal. That's one reason why people go to uni. But everyone else apart from that is lost, in my opinion. Yes, people will go and be like going with an open mind. People might just go to party, people might just go to socialise, but at the end of the day, you're still fucking lost. You still don't 100% know what it is you want to do. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I feel like me and you especially know at least somewhat where we want to end up and where we want to take this. So for people like us, it's no use.
I almost thought, I mean, yeah, like my mum, for example, she's now 58. She just graduated last year.
Oh, really?
So she literally went back to uni in her 50s because it was a better time for her. And now she has a degree, and she did it because she really craved some more education and like her older part of life, which is great. And I think with me, like, I felt as well like I was almost like, it was annoying me because I was like, I have so much to give and like so many ideas when it not just comes to music, with fashion, like other things as well. And I was like, I'm here and I'm just like not being able to pursue any of that.
Yeah.
Because all my money is going on rent.
Yeah, it's gone. It's so expensive to live down there.
Yeah.
Holy fuck. You think you got it bad up here, ladies and gentlemen? Wait until you go down fucking there. Go walk out street and look on Zoopla and be fucking amazed.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
I think my house was like a 3-bedroom house and it was like 2 mil.
Yeah,
If they
it's
sold it or something.
disgusting, mate.
Yeah.
It's insane. There was a girl there who lived in London and travelled through to Guildford every day because the rent was cheaper.
Yeah.
That's how expensive this
in
place
central London, and even central London, like
Yeah.
it's just the same or cheaper.
is. Yeah, Guildford is just basically students and old people. That's it. There's not really much in between. It's just students and old people, really. One more just petty beef I will have with ACM, right? How many lectures do you go to in an academic year? I don't know, a lot. But I'm being genuine, I'm being honest. There was not one lecture where Ed Sheeran wasn't mentioned. Sometimes in a great deal and sometimes just briefly. But there was not one fucking lecture where he's been mentioned. Guess how long he went for? He went for something like 2 weeks. He wanted to go on tour. They told him no and he fucking dropped out. But still to this day...
He dropped out as well because he was like, this ain't for me.
This was because it's shit. And they still to this day are like, oh, Ed Sheeran went here, Ed Sheeran went. No, he fucking didn't. He popped his head in, he took one look around and went, fuck this. I'm going to go and become a fucking billionaire. That's what happened, right? So ACM, stop fucking riding his dick because he wants fuck all to do with you. He never did and he doesn't now. Fuck off. Right. Sorry.
Oh my god, we're actually going to get like a letter of complaint.
I've still got a lot of tension buried deep within me about that time. I do apologise. Anyway, let's chill out and let's hear another song from Emerald. What one would you like to play next? We've got a few lined up for you.
Should we play the one that me and you worked on and then never finished?
So this is just a quick little brief one. I'm not actually, it's maybe about a minute long. We started it, but it never got finished. We should probably maybe try and finish it off. But right now, the file name is called Cristiano Emeraldo. So enjoy that.
Our love was fire hearts deep down in your eyes. Empty words thrown back and forth, don't make me say it twice. Always miles apart, so you can't hear my cries. Then carve a face, coward, come smile. You said you love me quick, tell me was that a lie? All these emotions running through, I cannot subside. Didn't thank me once, threw my heart aside. Inside is cold, waiting for you to change your mind.
You're listening to Club Friday, you wee fanny.
You know what, I did like working on that. That was good. We definitely need to do some more stuff like that and have a go at finishing that one, definitely.
It was very chill.
Yeah. But no, we should definitely finish it. It's got potential to be something
It really
cool.
does.
Right, before that, we were absolutely slating fuck out of Guildford and ACM. But you know what? It wasn't all bad.
Allegedly we were.
Yeah, no.
Allegedly these things happen.
But when you were down there, I saw from your stories and from your posts and stuff that you'd met a producer and you were working with him an awful lot on a lot of music. So talk to me about that relationship and the workflow that you developed with him.
Yeah, so like the way that came about, I think it was around, like January time. I'd come back from Christmas and I'd still not really met anyone that I was like, oh, you're making like beats that I really click with. And then so I literally did put a post up on like the Facebook group and got like the utmost biggest load of shite from my inbox, I'm not gonna lie. But this guy, another Thomas, messaged me and was like, hi, like I work with a guy Sando, send us a couple of your stuff, let's see if we can work together. So then met up with them and straight off the bat, like they had their own little studio. They were a bit older as well, like in their mid-20s. Like we just clicked, and they're from Norway. One of them's from Norway.
Oh, right, okay.
So they're not from here, and they're just so chill, like completely kind of got what I kind of wanted to do when it came to my music.
Yeah.
And like I had the idea for Blurry Vision, like I had that kind of laid out on Logic. It was crap, but like I had it laid out. And they were like, oh my gosh, yes, let's start with this. And we
Yeah.
built from there. And from then it's kind of like developed this relationship where we are like really good friends as well.
No, that's good. Yeah, that's always important. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think like Sando, because so Sando does more of like the logic production kind of tech kind of stuff, and then Thomas is like very good at compositions, and like he plays guitar and bass, and he's like, you know, he's a session musician as well, and he has a lot of work, like he does a lot of freelance work, so he kind of gets how things like that, how like chords would
Yeah.
fit together, which I needed because I'm very lyrical and good with melodies.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like the kind of fundamentals of some stuff and how they work and don't work, I like need help with that.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And no doubt they were looking for someone like yourself to turn their beats into a
Yeah.
full song and really make it kind of come to
Yeah.
life.
So like we started to literally then start from scratch. So like the next track we worked on, it was like we didn't have any idea, and then I'd come with an idea, a melody line, and some lyrics maybe, and then we'd build off that. Or like Sandra would have a legit like demo, like tiny demo track.
Yeah.
And we'd build from there. And, you know, my inspirations, I like a lot of more independent. I mean, they've come up from the ground now, but, you know, I love like Kiana Ade and her, and I love like, but then I love Billie Eilish and
Yeah,
Lana,
yeah.
and like, I never knew how to incorporate it all. Like I always found myself going either too mellow R&B or too dance, like the other way.
Right.
So we've kind of like met in the middle there, and like the music we are making together, I feel like doesn't sound like anything else.
No, it's very it's very dramatic. It's got like a big sound to it, and it's good, and it complements your voice really well, and your writing especially very well.
Thank you. Well, I think, you know, I had so much in me that I needed to get out, like with this, you know, because basically I've got about 5 or 6 tracks now, so I'm going to release them in like an EP format, I think.
Oh, that's great, yeah.
After a couple singles, but, you know, it is based on kind of, you know, heartbreak.
Yeah.
You know, kind of, yeah, mental health, and just, I think it is really personal, so like I found it difficult as well to kind of open up to people, like sitting. It's always difficult as an artist to sit and try and say to people, this is what I want,
Yeah.
sound-wise, but it needs to also in keep with, like, what I'm saying in the lyrics,
Yeah.
kind of thing, and, like, opening up. Like, I just met these guys, and I was, like, telling them about, like, my life.
Yeah.
So it's kind of difficult.
But no, but that's good that you felt comfortable enough around them to get personal like that, and then they would have a better understanding for your lyrics, and then therefore there'd be a better result and a better song.
Yeah. So I'm really grateful that I met them.
Yeah,
And we've
that's
still
really
kept
good.
in touch. They're gonna come up soon, I
No,
think,
that's
and work
great.
on some stuff.
That's great. And what I heard, and what you'll hear too from these songs, and what I mentioned to you when we were playing them, is these guys really know your voice well, and they definitely now at this stage know exactly what your voice needs at certain times and in certain environments and certain songs.
But I think, like, with the tracks, we try and incorporate this kind of darkness. We, like, in all of the tracks, I'm only going to play a couple of the new ones today, but, like, you know, this kind of dark underlying bit, like a lot what like Billie Eilish kind of does
Yeah.
do is incorporate that kind of weird vibes.
No, yeah, definitely.
Like, kind of, I don't know, like, it's different.
It's a sadness, but it's like a powerful sadness.
Yeah.
Right, so let's play another one then. Which one would you like to play this time?
I think I'm going to play, this is going to be my next release, so I think it's going to be coming out like early October time, and this one is called Nighttime.
Club Friday.
Lying alone, one hand on your phone, but you're not calling me. Am I your enemy? Pacing the floor, slide down the door. Not got the energy. This world is testing me. What did you do this for? Thought I had my life right in front of me. 10 people at my door, trying to help me out of my memory. Nighttime always seems to go so late now. Nighttime always seems to hear my pain now. in my car that's secure to me for a short time, you see. Dreaming awake, my heart it breaks when I hear your name, feel it in my veins. Why did you do this for? Thought I had my life right in front of me. 10 people at my door trying to help me out of my memory. Went from twice a day asking what you're doing, then I went away. Didn't think that it would ruin. Scrolling down your page, wondering what you're doing. Then you got with her and it was it, yeah, we were ruined. Then you got with her, yeah, it was it, yeah, we were ruined.
I really like that one. That is definitely my favourite song that you've ever made. That is fantastic. That's really good. I'm excited for that to come out.
As an artist, like, you'll know as well, like, you literally work on songs for months, and sometimes you can get to the near the release time and you're just like, fuck's sake.
Yeah, you're sick
I
of
actually
them,
don't
yeah.
even like this anymore.
Yeah,
like,
you're
nah, like, I'm not into it. But that one, like, has been almost ready since about May time.
Yeah.
And, like, I still love it. And I think with me visually as well, like, I can just see.
Yeah,
the
definitely.
music
Should definitely do a video for
things
that.
like
Very, the whole dramatic sound that you're doing, you're really pulling it off well. It's going really good and it really suits your voice and your subject matter really well.
Well, yeah, because with that one, it was kind of like, again, like, emotional.
Yeah.
When am I not?
So we have an understanding that uni and education in general is not for you anymore. You just want to work at what you love doing and do it your way. So what are the plans for the future? Is there anything that you're working towards gaining or achieving just now?
So obviously I've got like quite a few like unreleased tracks that are ready to go out, and I've kind of been going back and forth with how and when I want to release them. Like initially I wanted it to all be out by now.
Yeah.
And then, as I said at the like start of our like chat, I was like, I've just needed a break. I've needed to reevaluate and like kind of see where I'm at with everything.
Yeah.
Because like when I released Blurry Vision, I kind of just released it, and I was kind of like, oh, like it's done okay, but it's not done as well as I kind of wanted it to do.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So I want to make sure with the next like tracks that I release that I'm putting the right like time and effort into the build up for them and the marketing and, you know, the music I was working on 2 years ago or even a year ago, and even the person I am now style wise, just personality, like everything. Like that's one thing I did take from uni, is as cliche as it sounds, I really know the type of person I am now and what I want out of life. So I'm not a way to like half-ass things and just release a song. So yeah, I need to get some like new artwork done and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then I think what I'm going to do is release like a couple more singles and then release, so I think there's like going to be 5 or 6 tracks all together for like the kind of collective. I'll call it an EP, but it's just like a little collective of music.
No, that's good, yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to release Nighttime, hopefully at the beginning of next month. So yeah, that's where I'm at. But also like I have other interests as well. Like music is a passion of mine, but like fashion is my passion too.
Oh.
So I like, yeah, so I mean, I'm doing maybe something in the future's coming with a friend of mine, a little Jacob Guild.
Oh, a little bit of modelling perhaps?
Well, a bit of like a one-stop shop, like a fashion, beauty, hair, music, a bit like a like an actual shop.
Oh, so is this
Like, not
something?
online.
Is this something that he's looking to?
Well, this is something we're talking about.
Oh, the two of you?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. That sounds
So I
exciting.
know I want to be my own boss. I know I want
Yeah,
to do
100%.
that.
Yeah.
I want a business, and I love so many things, and I'm passionate about so many things. So I'm like, fuck it. Why can't I put it? Kind of like, not what you're doing, but kind of like
But just a collective
how
of,
you like a lot of things.
Yeah,
so
and
you're
you just
kind
put
of
it all
doing,
into one
Yeah,
into
exactly.
one box. Yeah.
So it kind of chats about
That sounds
doing
really
something
great.
like that. I just know I want to be successful in life. I
Yeah,
guess.
absolutely. And you know, I think for people who have the ability to be creative and make their own things and translate these feelings and ideas into something that can be received and enjoyed by people, you know, once you get a taste for it, that's all you want.
Exactly.
You'd fucking imagine like doing this and getting paid for it. That's insane.
100%. And I think, as I said, I touched on, I really like, I don't know, like I think, you know, I'm not doing the whole poor me, but I think when you do go through stuff in life, like right now, I didn't think I'd be how I am now.
Right.
If you said to me this time last year, right, you're going to be, I've gone to uni, then left, you're going to be single, you're going to be like back in Dundee working at Underground, right? I wouldn't know, like I'd be like, no, that's not going to be my life. So what I've learned is like, you don't know where your life's going to go. Like I've learned so much about myself. I still have a lot to learn. So I kind of just going with the flow. And I think like I want to achieve things in life, so I'm not going to not do it. Like I could have not left uni because I was like, there's only a year left. But then I was like, yeah, but that's a whole year of my life.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No
I'll be
time.
22 by then, coming up to 23.
Yeah.
Why would I stay?
And yeah, and you know, like life is far too short to spend any amount of time like that unhappy, especially if you know that it's not going to be a stepping stone or beneficial to you in any way. That's how I certainly felt. I thought, nah, fuck this. Life's too short for this shit.
Yeah. And
No
I think,
point.
But it's a learning curve, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. And you know what? I think that's a nice place to finish up the show today. Thank you very much, Emerald, for coming on, and we definitely need to get you back on soon. We definitely need to get back in the lab and get cooking.
Yeah.
Right, Thomas, Beach, fuck knows if you guys are hearing this, right? But we need to get this beautiful, smooth, soulful, dramatic, melancholy voice on that fucking deep, dark banger, mate. Bam, bam, bam. We need to do that. We need to fucking make that work, because that would be crazy. Be sure to follow Emeraldiona on all social media at Emeraldiona.
And that's on Insta, SoundCloud, Facebook, and Spotify.
There you
and
go.
Apple Music. And Twitter, actually. I'm quite lucky. All my handles are the same.
Yeah, I know, you got lucky with that. For balcony, I had to have like bal.coney and balcony_19 as a fucking nightmare. But
wow.
anyway, we're going to play out the show with another new track from Emerald called
The Way You Be.
It's just a little interlude track, and we're going to play out on that. Thank you for listening today. I hope you've enjoyed the show. I've been your host, Jade Aleste, and we'll see you next time. Enjoy your weekend.
Will you still love me if I was hating? If I was sitting on my pretty fence with not too much to say? Would you still love me if I was flaking? Every time you hit my line, I said I'm busy half the time. Will you still fuck with me? Will you still vibe with me? Will you still ride with me? 'Cause that's the way you be. Will you still trust me if I was late when I said I would be home and never called you on my phone? Would you still trust me if I was flirting with every guy that came my way, then goes to you twice a day? Will you still fuck with me? Will you still vibe with me? Will you still ride with me? 'Cause that's the way you be. Oh. Da-da-di-da-da-da-da. Da-da-di-da-da.
You're listening to Club Friday. You wee fanny.